And we're back.
No, hold on. You do it. I'm so you got to get the gab. I ain't got shit.
I do.
Yeah.
That's my one. That's my calling.
Yeah.
Shut
Give this man a microphone. I could give you a microphone in an empty room and you'd be.
I'd be content.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
You are now experiencing EternalDisco.
Just put a sign on the garage window. It's like he's got food.
welcome to Eternal Disco, the socio-political experiment of how long can you keep me talking.
Yeah.
That's the intro, actually.
Okay.
Because we gab too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is episode 2, technically. Not episode... We did 2 episode zeros.
Yeah.
We did a real episode.
Like real people, 2
Real
episode zeros. We talked for 5 hours before we got to the first
Hey
episode.
man, I like to, we operate on vibes.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
If Kojima can do it, we can do it.
That's true. Yeah, you just look at it. You just think, yeah.
I just
makes sense.
Yeah, who
Sure.
cares?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it passes the vibe check. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Doesn't pass the sense check.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense. Oh man. All right, man. So, what you been up to? What you been doing? Besides working. Obviously.
Yeah.
But no one cares about our jobs.
No. Nobody cares about the jobs.
Not even our jobs care about our jobs.
No, God no. Shoot, man. Just been listening to some music, watching some consuming media of all varieties.
Consume.
Yeah.
Speaking of consuming,
Oh yeah.
we're not sponsored yet. But
No, not yet. We'll cover it.
actually, we'll figure out if we're sponsored because they don't know what the name of this is. If it's good, it's poppy. If it's bad, it's poopy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Aggressively okay.
That's aggressively okay. Poppy it is.
Poppy it is. We'll
Got
take it.
a cherry limeade. He's got a grape. You
Yeah,
know?
grape.
Oh, yeah.
Less alcohol this time around.
Yeah. We'll get you shit house for one video
Oh,
eventually.
dude. Oh yeah.
Then we can do. We got another intro for that one.
Yeah.
But you've got to be shit house drunk for that. So.
100%. I'm down.
So what you been listening to?
Well, funny you should ask.
It's easier for me to ask you that than for you to ask me.
Right,
So.
because the list would never end.
There we go. Well, actually.
So, just listened to the new Meth album.
Yeah.
Nothing I could ever recommend to somebody.
No, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's real scaring the hose music.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not gonna see me driving down to Publix, bumping that in the truck. But
It's cool though.
it's great. Like, I just put on my active listening ears and I said, just gonna sit through it, and it was actually really good. Like, terrifying, brutal, hypnotic.
It puts you in a trance that makes you like.
Because like the 8.5 minute long songs just fly by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you're just okay, and they change it just enough to keep it somewhat interesting, but interesting is not really the point. You know, it's like just that.
It's to make you
nonstop.
feel uneasy.
Exactly. But no, there's a couple of songs. I think it's like the song right before Shame, the single, Cruelty, maybe.
Maybe.
And I'll put the Dylan was right here. But yeah, listen to that one. It was like very like horror jazz, demon jazz.
Yeah.
It had some like actual harmony and like movement to it, but like for the most part, the rest of the album is just like how horrifyingly can we like.
Yeah.
It's the first metal record I've heard in a long time that truly sounds like it was recorded in one room in one take.
Yeah.
Like, so very good.
Yeah, I figured you'd like it. Friends of mine recommended it to me and other people or whatever. And I remember their last record, Mother of Red Light. Was I right? Okay. I think Mother of Red Light is what it's called. It was really, really good too.
Yeah.
So I think you'd like it as well if you want to go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
I
The single Shame.
I don't remember it being as unnerving as this one.
Okay.
But
I mean, so like more listenable, like
maybe
as far as like
slightly more listenable.
as like a metal album. Okay.
Maybe, but I think it's still in the same ballpark.
Yeah. I know why they led with the Shame single, obviously.
Yeah,
Like, and it does feel like the most complete, like, song-wise.
I think
The
it's
last
probably
song is really good, too.
last song is really good. I do think Shame is probably my favorite of all of them though.
Yeah.
Um,
It's almost like, pretty much, to me, like, if you want my very quick, like, ranking of it,
yeah,
take the track list, turn it upside down.
flip it. Yeah, it gets better as it
Yes,
goes.
exactly. It gets better. And like they're all like minimum like 6 out of 10, but they go up to like like Shame and the last song are like up there. So
Yeah,
they're pretty good. Like 8 and 9. You know,
Yeah.
for Shame. Like Shame is the song I would actually like, listen to like in the car.
yeah, exactly.
But like some of the earlier ones are just like getting
Oh,
hit
yeah.
on the head and
well,
you feel concussed.
I kept finding myself like looking at my like Spotify playing it or whatever,
Yeah.
and not like looking at it because I was dreading it to like want to watch the next or like listen to something else or anything.
Yeah.
But I was just like, God damn, when does this end?
Yeah.
Like in a good way, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like what, like 45 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
It's not a super long. Like 45 minutes is about my
Oh,
what I'll listen to in one sitting.
by the time I got done with it, though, I was like, I've got to listen to something. I've got to find something. I don't think I went and listened to like Dua Lipa after because I was like, I need some joy in my life.
Right.
I feel like the world, everything could get sucked out trying to listen to it.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Yeah. Some of my notes were like, it's like the most manic and like dark shit I've ever heard. And like, I can't remember the exact note. I'll see if I can find it here. But it's like, I said something awful about the record, and then it said in a good way.
In a good way. In a good way. Not
It's like
derogatory.
the most abrasive thing. It was like the mix is shaking itself apart, and it's abrasive. Like there's sometimes where like the lows get so low, like loud that like you literally can hear like your speakers like frying, trying to replicate it. Like so.
Yeah, a friend of mine recommended it, and I was just like, I listened to Shame first before the album came out, and was like, you know what? I need to be Dylan. Listen to this. This seems more up his alley than mine, and I think I was right.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely really, really liked it. Like as an experience, real drums. You'll probably hear me a lot on this channel talking about real versus fake drums. At least real timing drum, because there's several times where he's doing like, oh yeah. Exactly. So they might have done some touch up stuff. Yeah, they didn't snap it to grid. So as long as you do that, because you got to have samples, but just don't snap it to grid. So yeah.
What do you mean?
You don't need it.
Everything to be fucking precise, man. No.
But yeah, so I love, like I said, sounds like they found a empty warehouse or a swimming pool somewhere and recorded in it. Sat there for.
I'll have to show you. I'll remember to put the picture. We'll put the picture up right here. I'll show you, and I can show you. Well, I can show you a little bit. Same friend that recommended it to me. Went to the album release show last night for it. Went to Chicago for that. And they played in like a. It looks like from the picture that he sent me. It looks like they played in like a big venue. Mm-hmm. But they set up their own stage, like tiny stage, in the middle of the floor.
Lightning bolt style.
Instead of playing on the stage.
Yeah.
So they're playing in a much bigger venue than they needed, but so people could, I guess, maybe stand all around.
Yeah. You've ever seen Lightning Bolt live?
No. Mm-mm. They did that, something like that?
Yeah, they always play on the floor. And there's just like a cordon of people trying to hold the mosh back, like the pit back.
They set like actual square like platform for them to be on.
Right, but being surrounded is so much more.
But it seems like maybe that was like the idea that they wanted it to feel like it's in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And like surrounds you. Yeah. So pretty cool idea.
Very sick, very sick.
They're coming to Atlanta. We should go.
When?
I'll figure it out. A band that I don't think I've showed you yet, that I like and mutual friends of. Anyway, like a friend adjacent band called the Holy Ghost Tabernacle Choir. They're opening. Well, there's like the support for it.
Are they playing with somebody else?
They've played with somebody else before.
I thought I saw them on a lineup.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it would have been.
I thought it was like, edit. We'll cut this part out. I thought it was like, what band is opening for a band that you're like they're dog shit?
Oh, you're thinking of the Homeless Gospel Choir.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll cut out the whole dog shit.
No, we can call them dog shit. I don't care.
Okay.
Band sucks, though.
Gabe's aggressive. You give this man some sashimi or whatever the hell it is.
Some sushi in here, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking
He's a
rage
superhero.
machine fueled by sushi and prebiotic. My fart's gonna be awful later.
Jesus Christ, I feel bad for Shane.
It's gonna be sick.
And
No.
the tiramisu.
Oh yeah. No, Holy Ghost Tabernacle Choir. Cool band. I'll show them to you. I think you'll dig it. Their vocalist Nat does all of the design work for Cowboys.
Oh, okay, cool.
All the like really unhinged merch.
Yeah,
It's almost all Nat.
sweet.
They're the person that does that.
That's my favorite part about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the music too. I'm just saying, the merch is sick. Okay.
The merch is sick. It's good merch. Crazy cool designs.
Yeah.
What else? I listened to probably an early contender for the worst album of the year.
Yes, I got the text.
Yeah, I messaged Dylan and I was like, man, I've got to get you to listen to this because you wouldn't even like this band if they were good, and they're not good. So
yeah. So he was like, listen to the record, but then I listened to the Meth record instead.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Well, introduced the band.
Yeah, a band called Being as an Ocean, who I used to enjoy a good bit.
Yeah.
Well, off and on. They've got some cool songs. I need to show you some of their other stuff.
Austin was saying like it used to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not that.
Right. For sure.
They started off as this like a lot of like spoken word kind of ballpark, like melodic hardcore, really pretty music, but with like screamed poetry basically.
Yeah.
And then over time, they evolved into like more of like a rock band, and then they had this cool phase that I really like. They had this album called Waiting for Morning to Come.
Mm-hmm.
That's like pretty experimental and gets like really electronic, but it's very like spacious.
Okay.
That era was really cool, and I was excited for them to do some like really cool stuff with that. And then their next album, I don't even remember the name of. It's like Proxy or something. Was that right? Yes. Okay. It sucks.
Yeah.
It was like basically was just like, let's just try to be like Bring Me the Horizon core, like more like pop, like Octane Rock kind of that ballpark.
Yeah.
And it was just not really a cool sound change for them.
Right.
Not crazy about that.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think a lot of people were.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it did for them. It's hard to kind of judge that kind of stuff because of COVID and everything too.
Right.
That was around the time they released it. So they're finally back with a new album. It's called Death Can Wait. And Death's not the only thing that could have waited. I could have waited a couple more years for them to polish that shit because it was...
Yeah.
I know they'll probably never see it, but if you're watching... two original members that are left. You guys are talented and great performers live. I've seen them live. I know you're capable of better things. I don't even necessarily think that the songs themselves, like at their core, are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some good ideas. I think the problem is that somebody didn't tell you no.
Yeah.
Somebody should have been like, hey, let's rein it back. You don't need to do all of the stuff in one song.
Yeah.
And also the mix is like, that's the big thing, is the mix is like one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Yes.
And if you look at the personnel for it, I don't know how it ended up this bad. It literally had to just be someone didn't want to tell them no.
Right.
Decisions. Yeah. Because the people who worked on it are pretty talented. Fucking Will Yip mastered it. And Will Yip is like a very popular and prolific producer for like emo stuff. He did a lot of Spewed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing with if he's like not a stem master, if he's just like a stereo track master, is there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, and I don't know. He only mastered it, so I'm not really sure what he did.
Right.
So, But I think it was produced or engineered by, I can't remember his name. I'll find it and put it here. But we were looking at his bio, and he's worked on like, I think he worked on Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon, which is a very good album.
Yeah.
Still very good mix.
Right.
Like, he's worked on some good stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I guess I need to look into more detail and see like what he did on which record and see like how this translates. But
yeah, for an example, because
Yeah.
all I listened to was the first song.
yeah, you only listened to the first song and you're like,
and
no,
I was
I'm
like,
good.
okay, here's like a 3-second clip of a vocal
Yeah.
that we don't like. You know, just as an example, like so to describe, I listened to the sound in the car. Sorry.
Yeah.
I listened to it in my brother's car. It sounds good in there. Like, the car sounds good. And we got to that vocal, and I was like, it's just too loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got it on the monitors over here.
Yep.
The studio monitors. And I was like, no, that's like pokey. Like, it's peeking out, like, in bad ways. Like,
yeah. The two big things that, like, so, like, if you're going down, like, the list of stuff on this album as far as, like, sound-wise, the drums sound fine. Like,
right.
the drum, I can't complain about the drum sound too much. They're pretty just par for the course.
Right, yeah. Just,
but there's nothing, like, terrible about them.
Yeah.
Just sounds pretty standard for the genre.
Right.
The guitar tone is shit. Like, actual dog shit on some of those later songs.
Yeah.
Like, the first song actually didn't sound that bad in comparison to some of the other ones.
Yeah.
But it gets like, abrasive and not a good way. Like, it sounds like fucking, like, someone tracking it through Guitar Hero.
Damn.
Yeah. But the biggest culprit is definitely the vocal mixing.
Yeah.
And mainly the fact that the guy that does, his name's Joel. Joel does like 16 different styles of vocals on this album, and different filters, different methods, and it's like, you can sound good. I know you can sound good.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that maybe he's trying to match his energy live, because they're cool live, and he's like he basically doesn't stay on stage. He just gets in the crowd. And he's got a bunch of, like, I've seen him jump off the balcony at the Masquerade before.
Yeah.
Crazy motherfucker. Awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, it wasn't really translating for me.
Like you said, it's like pretty par for at least the first song. I didn't get to more of the later tracks, but like, it's very par for the course all the way down, like super flat, modern, you know, hi-fi sounding sort of mix. But then, there's just every now and then, what was that?
Yeah.
You know? And it's like you said, for the personnel and for stuff, it's like, it was a decision.
Exactly. That's the thing, is it boils down to is the more you get into it, the more you realize that, like, it just had to be decision making.
Because even I want to say, like, it's the intro song, so I cut it some slack, but like the structure, like it starts with like the layered singing, and then it goes into like a spoken word, and like, look at me, I'm a law dispute guy. And a listener guy, like I like old listener and, you know, all law dispute. So I was like, oh, okay, spoken word, let's get into it. Yeah. And then it goes right into just, I don't even know what genre you call it. Just
and I'll like I said, I'll off camera, I'll show you a couple of like their old songs to show you kind of like what they came from. Yeah. I think you'll like some of that a little bit more. Those are really the only albums that I've like listened to.
Since last week when we talked about more stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember if we talked about Falling with Scissors or not.
We didn't, and I wanted to talk about that.
We can talk about it now.
It was good.
Awesome.
That's
it. That's all Dylan wanted to say. It's good.
Yeah, no, like, you know, episode 1 up here, we, or 0.1 or whatever you call it. We talked about Soul Keeper from Joy.
Yeah.
And that, and like Falling with Scissors even more like.
Yeah.
Like, without, like, not in a negative way, but more like Bit Crush, more lo-fi, even more than like From Joy was. And,
which is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I've actually listened to it, like, put that album on like a couple times while I'm like working and stuff. So
it's cool. It's cool. Really, I mean, you think it's funny because I remember when I showed you Soul Keeper and you were like, bro, these guys have got like 5,000 monthly listeners. How do you know what they are? Have you looked at Falling with Scissors monthly listeners? No. Falling with Scissors only has like, I'm gonna check right now actually.
Yeah.
Because I remember whenever it was sent to me, they only had like 100 monthly listeners. Oh wow, they've gone up 2,600.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so after I sent it to everybody I knew, it's been getting talked about a good bit, for good reason because it's pretty sick.
Yeah. Speaking of which, also
go ahead.
The Meth album, like they had like 8,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah, small band.
So but the numbers didn't update yet. So
yeah,
I'll put the numbers up here too. Like really just like the worst guys. It's like, have you heard of this band called Meth?
Yeah,
have you heard of this band Falling with Scissors?
Yeah, but that's when we gotta put people on, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. People gotta listen to the shit, man.
Here's the thing: people listen to shit like this. I keep saying shit like this. I said it like a derogatory term.
Yeah.
People keep listening to like music like this. The more niche and cool bands like this.
Yeah.
Even if that band, it'll get them traction, obviously.
Yeah.
But also it'll put that into the sphere of the greater world at large, and those like other bands will hear this stuff and go, oh, that's kind of cool. Take some inspiration from that.
Right.
Fucking all music is, especially in any certain genre, is just one big fucking Ouroboros of who can do something cooler. Prime example of that is like, I know because he's told me and he said it online.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett from Planet
mm-hmm.
loves Soulkeeper and From Joy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, it's not obviously a 1-to-1, but a lot of the more like electronic stuff that they started doing on the new album and the way that they were writing some of the songs.
Yeah.
And like throwing in like a little breakcore part on Collider and
mm-hmm.
like some of the tones and stuff is very influenced from that ballpark.
Yeah.
So that stuff does bleed over.
Right, yeah. And unfortunately, it is always the smaller, not always.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it is the smaller guys that trickle up to the bigger guys. And
exactly.
They do it, whether or not it's as good or whatever.
But then they do it, and then everyone goes, well, that's pretty cool,
too. But like 2 years ago,
exactly.
I feel like this year, because with the internet, everything, and TikTok and all that crap, music is moving so fast.
Oh, it moves at, like, I mean, you can't...
Like before, like a prime example is like when you talk about like K-pop and how they were like 10, 20 years behind. And now, they took that whole boy band aesthetic and now they've like supercharged it and now they're like leading the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what was like this whole like cyclical thing of like taking like American culture and like sort of like doing it their way.
Which is why we've hit a point where like I used to be a big K-pop hater.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm like a big fan.
Yeah.
But over the last like year or so, I've heard some stuff that made me go, "Oh, actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool."
And original too, like more original. Like they're definitely like. So I feel like I would say like by like this time next year, we'd probably get a lot more of like the late 2023 like Soulkeeper stuff.
Oh yeah,
and like the Falling with Scissors stuff. But hell, we might get a new album from a band tomorrow, giant band tomorrow that sounds like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's crazy how fast it moves now. Like,
it's already going in that direction. Like some bands, like I said, taking some of these aesthetics and some of the stuff and putting it in their stuff. Like I said, Silent Planet, good example because like I remember hearing. I remember hearing like the little like there's like I said there's like a little breakcore part in Collider, and I'm like, that's becoming trendy. And I'm not saying it's because of someone like From Joy necessarily, but it's like everybody's kind of hitting the same wave.
Yeah, exactly.
And like these guys were right here at the beginning of it, you know, and it swells.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like I love when music does that. Like music is like.
Yeah.
One of the only art forms that can cannibalize itself and still stay new.
Look, whatever it takes to get metalcore bands to stop using trap hi-hats, I don't care what it takes.
Chris Turner, no, we're gonna get kids. No, 40-year-old.
I'm so tired of it.
Yeah, I know it. I'm not a big fan either. I don't really like when metal music crosses over into other popular forms of music.
I do to an extent.
You know what I mean?
You mean like when it like if a pop artist
when it like incorporates like trap and like like pop is whatever because pop is a lot of things to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like when metal takes like niches
Mhm.
and like expands on that, that's a
Yeah.
lot more interesting to me than hearing
The top 40 trend in a metalcore song.
exactly. And,
Exactly. Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
Man, my thing when I heard back to the original point with Falling with Scissors, when I heard the EP, the same friend actually that sent me the meth thing.
Yeah.
Shout out Nelts. Nelts is the homie.
I've been told I should be put in a room with Nelts, whatever
Dude,
that
I would
means.
Nelts come to Georgia for any given reason. Please be on the podcast with me and Dylan.
Yeah.
I would love it.
We got a very small seat right here.
No, when he sends it to me. He's like, "Yeah, this is a cool band. They've opened for my band before. Played shows with them. I think they're like real young.
Yeah.
Doing some cool stuff. And at this point, Nelts will send me all kinds of crazy shit, and I know that there's a 99% chance it's going to be the most interesting thing I've heard that day. Easy.
Yeah.
There's only about a 75% chance that I'm going to like it. But
right. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not necessarily going to love everything that he shows me, but it's going to be interesting.
Right.
So that's a really cool feat to have.
Yeah.
So I clicked it and immediately was like, where were you keeping this?
Yeah.
What are they putting in the fucking water in Minnesota, my man?
Yeah.
Like, because it sounds, so it's got a lot of clear, I'm not going to get into semantics or say that it's like ripping off or like too close, but I feel like, because I don't think it is, it has a clear From Joy influence, clearly. Or at least they're all pulling influences from the same place.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like this other band that I really, really like from the last few years called Static Dress. And it sounds like you took two of them and put them in a fucking blender, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And those are probably the two.
Check it out. Great album.
Great album.
I don't know if we've already put it up on screen, but
Oh,
we'll do
probably.
it.
We'll do it now. Yeah, Falling with Scissors. Super sick. Shout out.
Talk about TikTok
Talk about TikTok.
earlier. Talking about
Yeah.
music. I think we talked about something over lunch today that we want to bring up, or no?
My brain's already empty.
Talking about like ruining music and like
Oh,
top 40 or Billboard stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you said, you were talking about how like TikTok has made it where like everything is consuming itself so fast. It's left pop music in a really weird spot.
Yeah.
I'm not the first person to talk about it. I definitely won't be the last. First of all, like, the Billboard Top 200, right? Is like the litmus test of what's popular.
Yeah.
That's the board that tells you what the most popular song in the country or the world or whatever is.
Yeah.
The bar to be number one on Billboard 200 is literally lower than it's ever been.
Right.
Like, because music has become so like scattered that it takes less listens to hit number one than it ever has before.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why, like, I think the number one song in the country right now is some Jack Harlow song that, like, by this point, maybe more people are more familiar with it.
Yeah.
But like, it's been number one for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And when it first became number one, everybody, like, I was seeing people online being like, I've never even heard this song.
Yeah.
Because people hadn't, it's not like the one that he did last year that samples Glamorous. It's another one. And everyone's like, where the fuck did this come from?
Right.
The snippets of it that I've heard are like, fine. It's a Jack Harlow song. It sounds fun, I guess. I'm not crazy about it.
No, I'm a big anti-Jack Harlow guy.
Yeah. But,
Least interesting music I might have ever heard.
It's very, 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 very lowest common denominator, like, kind of music.
More power to him, though. He's making that
Less
money.
power to him.
Well, truly, but he making that
Take the power away.
Take his money back, too, actually.
Yeah, actually.
Eat the rich.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like, so TikTok has basically made it where anything can be popular at any given time. So a lot of the trends last year in music were hard to pinpoint because it's like, how do you keep track of it?
Yeah.
Because anything can go viral for any reason.
Right.
and it leads to songs hitting the charts that are a couple years old or decades old in some places.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it's because of a movie or a TV show or something like that. Like, for instance, a couple years ago, Running Up the Hill by Kate Bush hit the charts again and was like blowing up the charts, playing on major pop radio because it's what people want to listen to because of Stranger Things and then because of TikTok because people figured out how fucking good Kate Bush is.
Right.
And good.
Great
I'm
song.
glad.
Perfect song. But
like it actually may be a perfect song.
Yeah.
And then there's some song going on right now that I think is in that Saltburn movie that is turned into like a TikTok song.
Right.
And it's from like 2005. But it's like in the top 10 on the charts right now.
Yeah.
Because there's no like we're out of the age of like pop stars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Thank God for me.
There's a lot of like younger people and there's a lot of people coming up that are going to be pop stars but it's never going to be the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
And you've got some people that are like mainstays. Like you've got your Dua Lipas, you've got your Ariana Grandes, you've got people like that are all doing music now. And when those come out, I guarantee you they'll blow up too. Yeah. But like at what, to what capacity in comparison to what it used to be.
All right.
I think the big thing that people couldn't stop talking about last year and going into this year is that, so like outside of, pop music as a bubble, right? What is the most popular music on the planet?
Right. Like,
no, I'm saying to you, what do you think it is? Should be a very clear, obvious answer. If you can't say pop music, what do you think the most popular music is?
It's got to be on the planet. Yeah. Like, I'd say like...
Or at least in the country.
Hip-hop.
Hip-hop, right?
Yeah.
Hip-hop had a horrible year last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know hip-hop's like...
It's taken a huge, like...
But, like, yeah, like that would be my answer.
Yeah, and that would have been everybody's. Yeah, I would still think so. But I think at this point, if you look at, like, statistics, I think country might have overtaken it.
Yeah.
Like, hip-hop has really started to slip. And people can't really figure out why.
Yeah.
Because I think part of it was, like, it's not really that hip-hop was necessarily slipping. It's just that everything else was grabbing onto as well. Mm. Country had a really big year last year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Really not 100% sure why on that.
I think it's just because like you're talking about pop stars, like the guy, the name on the album is bigger than the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like I could, hot take, I could give a shit about Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. Fucking he sucks, dude. He sounds like a parody.
Who's this other, like, I don't even know all these guys. Like, I don't even listen to it. But, like, all these, like, names that you see in regards to, like, hot country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, like, the country I listen to, a little bit there is.
Yeah.
It's not that.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like country can be great and it, like, it, can be held to such a high standard. But this is literally, like...
I will say
pop music or like almost like hip hop, and so maybe that fad's already come and gone. But
we did have. I mean, we didn't talk about it in our music recap video at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I think I may have told you a little bit about him outside of the videos, but one of the biggest albums last year was this guy named Zach Bryan.
Yeah, that's the name I think I was trying to come up with.
And I was thinking when I saw like cover art. And seeing that there was, Zach Bryan sounds like such a vague country singer name for like the bro country stuff.
Yeah, AI generated.
So I was thinking that maybe this guy was like that. Mm-hmm. He's not. He's more akin to like what you would like, actually.
Oh, okay.
So like you'd probably like it. It's kind of the rare moment where like something comes out and everyone kind of universally is like, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's good. Right. Like normies like it. People with like more. Obscure tastes like it.
Yeah.
Pretty much universally liked.
Yeah. I need, like, my favorite, like, genre of country, just as a quick aside, is, like, the sad.
Yeah. Well, his stuff's
sad,
really sad.
Singer-songwriter, dude with a guitar, but also, like, Jason Isbell in the 400 unit.
That's literally what Zach Bryan does.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Austin, when I got in the car with him to
Mm.
go to the auto parts thing, he had on Jason Isbell in the 400 unit. And I was
Great.
like,
Great stuff.
I literally said, it's like, can he write a happy song? Like, it sounded pretty like the instrumentation was almost happy, but then like he was like getting stabbed 27 or 29 times.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I love it. Give me
Yeah.
more. But
Yeah.
yeah, bro country, like, I don't know if it's not bro country anymore though.
It's not.
It's
No.
just country.
No, it's just country because bro country is kind of like died off as a fad.
Right.
There's still some like
But I say
lingering...
bro country is in like that pop influence country.
Oh yeah.
But
well,
now
like the
it's-
Nashville sound, which is
right. And now it's like twisted in on itself and like, you know, become stronger.
but yeah, it's like
and
it's
more
like,
distilled.
everything is morphing,
Yeah.
right? And it's like even shit that was like kind of taken for granted, like bro country and like the Nashville sound,
Yeah.
has started to kind of fucking split apart from itself and branch into all these different stuff because people either don't want to hear it or because they can listen to anything else.
Yeah.
Or like I said, TikTok. TikTok's just a big fucking platform for exposing people to anything. You know?
Right.
So
and you know, and a lot of these things too, like the streams, like it could literally just be somebody on TikTok hearing a sound and like, you know, going to it. But there's 7 billion people on, I think I'm the only one actually alive right now that's not on TikTok.
I don't have an account either.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's like you have so many people that like
We're boomers.
Yeah.
We watch Instagram reels.
yeah. I let
YouTube Shorts.
I let the TikTok get filtered through X and then get filtered through
Yeah, YouTube, and then
Instagram.
eventually, God willing, I'll watch a Facebook. Fucking, what do they call them?
Oh.
I don't even know what Facebook's ones
I
are
don't
called.
get on Facebook, so I don't know, but-
That's what I'm saying, man.
But yeah, so I get my shit filtered down like 3 layers, so
Oh,
it takes
yeah.
a little while for it to get to me.
Yeah.
But like, what I'm saying is like the idea that you get so many people, and all they had to do was like be curious one time,
Yeah, exactly.
be curious one time, 10 million times, and all of a sudden you're number one in the country.
And it's really cool, and I'm glad it exists. But it's making it so like frustrating to try to like track a trend. You know what I mean?
True.
Which I guess is a good thing. But it's like
Yeah.
where music is kind of like going feels so weird because there's no like finger on the pulse anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything could just
Anything could be popular for any reason,
right.
which is
Yeah.
cool. It leads to like a lot of resurgences of like less popular stuff, or like people realizing that like certain genres of music are cooler than others. You know, it does suck though.
What's that?
The like lingering claws of what pop music was, right? Like your 2010s pop,
Sure.
your David Guetta's, your shit like that.
Yeah. Right.
Has nothing to fucking claw onto anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's resorted to this boom of like the most like ham-fisted fucking interpolations and samples. I use samples loosely because it's like what they're doing is it's not plagiarism because they're obviously crediting who the writers. They're clearing these samples.
Yeah.
But it's so egregious that it's like that fucking "I'm Good" song, which is basically just "Blue" by Eiffel 65 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the same guy, I don't remember, what's the name of the song from fucking Night at the Roxbury? The "What Is Love?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a song that's just that.
Mm-hmm.
It's called "What Is Love."
Right.
Is the name of like the bad song. I don't remember what the name of the original song is.
Right.
Maybe it's the same thing. Fuck, I don't know.
Does Gabe get canceled?
Am I right?
Uh-huh. Sorry.
Bad song.
Yeah.
Take that dude, try him at The Hague.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like and honestly, it's like when I talk, and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with like music cannibalizing itself,
yeah.
where like not maybe so predatory in all sorts, but like the big people hear the little people
Yeah.
recycle that, and then it you know, it's just this infinite loop. But then you have like the huge people, like in the pop realm,
Yeah.
and they're like, "What do we do? I don't know. Look back 30 years. What can we get the rights to?"
There was a tweet or something that I saw that was like someone talking about this issue,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone like replied to it and was like, "Well, tell them why." Someone's like, "What do you mean?" And I don't know if it's like conspiracy theory or if it's true or
Mhm.
whatever. But basically, the major label companies are having these songs essentially hit like, I guess what would be the equivalent of like public domain,
Right.
right? And they're just monopolizing on it by taking people and like making them re-release it again, and it's like pumping them out as fast as they can by just rehashing old songs that they all have like hit like a public right to
Right.
or something. It's really
It
interesting.
wouldn't be public domain. That's 71 years.
Yeah, it's not public domain.
But
It's some,
you're talking maybe like a contract length,
yeah, something
like some sort of contract.
yeah, it's something in that ballpark.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I said, it's not public domain.
Yeah.
It's not, that would be too long. But.
Right. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, and they
Or
just-
really, realistically, I think what I know maybe what it was that they were saying that like it's digging through their back catalog of songs that they own,
right,
and going, okay, we
what
own
was
these.
popular.
Yeah,
what can
we
be-
own the rights to this. No one's touched it in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's actually it. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is like almost like
But apparently, there's a thing where like it's proven they're actually doing that on purpose.
Yeah. Well, because if you take the "What Is Love" song
Mhm.
and 30 years later you make a new version of it, you own that one. Well, then, every 30 years, if you just keep remaking "What Is Love," it doesn't matter when the original "What Is Love" is done, because then all anybody 160 years will know is
The newest
horrible version of it. Yeah,
Exactly.
like so it's like that's sort of what I feel like. It's almost like it's they're extending their.
the life
They're
of
just
it.
getting a popular hit and like cashing in again and
Yeah.
cashing in again and cashing in again to where the original song won't matter by the time we're
Yeah.
elderly.
Well, and it's like the song is a couple years old at this point, but I heard it at my job
Sure.
when someone changed it to country radio,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd never heard it before. But it's I can't remember the name of it. I'll see if I can find it and type it out or whatever. But it's some guy, country singer, and it's like a bro country interpolation of Heads Carolina, Tells California by Jody Messina.
Sure.
I'm sure you heard it at some point.
I might have, but
Famous like 90s country song.
okay.
Very popular
Mhm.
90s country song.
Okay.
And it's just like our interpolation to almost being a cover of it. And I was reading an article about it because the guy even admits that they were trying to figure out like another cut for the record when he's finishing his album in Nashville or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the idea of wanting to flip a 90s country song because 90s country is universally beloved.
Yeah.
People are just like, they just ain't writing it like they were in the 90s. And they're right. I mean, 90s country is good.
Mhm.
Even the like stuff that would have been like the pop country of the day back then
Yeah.
are like considered classics now.
Sure. Yeah.
So I guess that he had that idea, was talking to his producer. They sent it up to the label, which was like Sony or something, and Sony gets back to him and sends him a list of like 15 songs and goes, "Here, use these.
Yeah.
Any of them. You can have them."
Yeah.
And that's just the one he picked. And then, I mean, he apparently was like, "Oh, well, that song is, that song's good, and I don't want to disrespect it." So he like reached out to the original artist and got her blessing, and she's like in the music video,
Mm.
performed it with him at like an award show or something. So like, song's kind of bad, but at least
Right.
he did the right thing there.
Right. Exactly.
But like, that's an example of something that happened, 3-4 years ago.
Mm.
Imagine what they're doing now.
Right.
You
yeah.
know, so.
Yeah, like we're talking about, it's getting so fast. Like, when is there going to be when is it going to be like the Batman, where you have a Batman and then you have a worse Batman and you have a worse Batman? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
every 3 years you have to make a new. You know what I mean? Like they're taking like instead of 20, 30 years old, they start taking 15, 10, 5-year-old songs and
Oh,
just
yeah.
flipping it like that. Like I could see it.
Well, then you've even got artists that are like, and this is separate from that stuff. This is just something that's interesting to me because I can't figure out why that happened. But last year, you had like some of the most popular artists on the planet, right?
Mhm.
Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
The Weeknd, both of them. Maybe more than just them, but those two are specifics I can think of. Where they had singles that charted very high, top of the charts, from albums that came out in like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
But they're official. They officially went back and released those songs as singles. So like Taylor Swift's, I know was on purpose because it's that song "Cruel Summer," which is from her album "Lover," which admittedly is a good song. And I guess it was just like I guess it was like the unofficial like theme song that like people rallied around for her the Eras tour.
Right.
That's like the song that you hear in like all the trailers for it and stuff.
Yeah.
So because she was playing on the tour, and I guess you wanted to show it some love, and people realized that it was a good song. It probably should have been a single.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't necessarily want to draw the negative attention of Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
Not that suicidal. But if we're being honest here, like the singles for that album were bad.
Right.
Like some of her worst songs ever.
Mm.
And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a universally agreed upon take. It's like
Sure.
the song "Me" and like "You Need to Calm Down" or whatever.
Yeah.
Are universally just like should have left that shit in the draft, son.
Yeah. Sure.
"Cruel Summer" is a cool song.
Yeah.
Probably should have been, a single back then, but it wasn't. But it is now. Who knows?
Yeah. Sure.
The Weeknd did the same thing, and The Weeknd has released 3 albums since this, but his song "Die for You" became a single this last year, and that's from Starboy from 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Right.
Great song though.
Right.
Not complaining.
But
Super good.
you just look at your analytics and say, "What's my best song?"
Yeah, like what
And
song?
then say, "Okay, well,
I
let's
guess-
just re-release it."
Yeah, well, he even put out a music video for it
Right.
5 years after the fact.
Yeah.
Granted, it was basically just like a Samsung commercial.
Well, I was about to say, depending on the music video, I could be like, okay, well, if you never had a music video and it's like a beloved song, sure.
Yeah.
But
But I remember seeing it pop up. Like, I remember the day that video came out, seeing it pop up on my YouTube feed,
Mhm.
going, this is like a re-upload or something, right?
Right.
And everyone's like, no, it's a new music video. I'm like, you put out a new music video for a 5-year-old song?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's a great song.
Right.
It's like I'm not gonna say not maybe one of my favorites, but it's in like his top 20, top 10
Sure.
for me.
Yeah.
Awesome song.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just interesting stuff. Some singles.
Singles.
There's a couple singles we listened to this week.
Yes, there was.
Bad metalcore, all that.
Yeah. No, we first
We talk this big game like we're big tastemakers, but yet here we are keeping up with whatever drivel they want to send me.
see. Here's the thing. That's you. Me, I'm not that guy.
You're right, but you are now
No, I'm not.
because I keep shoving.
See, but that's the thing. I've compartmentalized my brain. Okay, so now I've got my frontal lobe is metalcore, so I can't walk straight anymore. And I can't do simple arithmetic.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still have the back half, and I'm loving life back there, buddy.
No,
My lizard brain is still a prog head. But no, so we talked about, or we listened to a new Era song.
Which, go ahead.
A band historically in this household is, I don't want to say doo-doo dog shit, but I saw them one time, and we discussed this a little bit. We saw them one time here in Atlanta. And
I've seen them, I'll say, I preface this, I've seen them multiple times.
Yes.
Go ahead.
When I saw them, I just thought they sounded awful.
Yeah.
But you were like, no, they literally sounded awful. As in the mix, the live mix
something
was
about the mix on there was a headline tour they did in 2022, I think. Yeah, 2022, I think. That we went to, that I dragged you to.
Mm-hmm.
It was them, Alpha Wolf, and Event Animate. It was supposed to be Thornhill, but Thornhill had some sort of reason they couldn't play.
Yeah.
So it's just those 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a cool show. I remember it's funny because you can't. It's funny because you hear new Alpha Wolf stuff and you're like, ugh. But I remember us leaving that show and you being like, Wolfman's pretty tight.
Yeah, I mean they were cool. I liked Alpha Wolf Live. Like they're
Yeah. Well,
it's more like
also
the stage theatrics. They're definitely
their energy's great.
Yeah.
And also their mix sounded good.
Yeah.
Same thing with Animate. Their mix sounded good.
Yeah.
It's something about being a headliner at the Masquerade, I think, man.
Yeah.
Something I'm sure someone would have. I mean, you, I guess, maybe would know because I was gonna say someone with a little bit more technical know-how.
Yeah.
Could maybe explain why, but I feel like there's a reason that because headliners like sound check hours in advance, and I guess they saved their settings.
Yeah.
And then instead of them doing like a little 1-2 check before they actually start playing, they just go with the old settings. Maybe it needs some fine tweaking or something.
Yeah, could have just been an off night.
Could have been just an off night. Because I know some people would be like, no, dude, they're sick. Or their mix guy's great.
Yeah.
I love the Masquerade. Heaven doesn't have the greatest acoustics in the world.
Yeah, and also Heaven, I feel like it's trending down now, but Heaven was also the loudest I've ever, it's like a sonic weapon sometimes.
It is, yeah.
Because we like to sit, we sit in line with the mix board.
Yep.
To the left, almost exclusively.
Almost always, yeah.
We have a very specific spot that we always stand at the Masquerade. And like I said, it's better now. But back then and before, you're at the mix guy, you're like, these guys are mixing with eargasms. Or,
yeah.
You know what I mean? They're mixing 20 dB down.
Yeah, somehow.
So
it's definitely gotten better. I've realized that lately because, the last couple times I've went, it's just sounded better over there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, ideally, it's the reason the soundboard is where it is. It's acoustically, that is supposed to be the best spot in the place. Mm-hmm. So for hearing it, so that's why I always try to just stay near the soundboard.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So grabs about that aside. Era saw him, didn't really care for him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we want to go on the tangent, but when we went to Furnace Fest, we ate at the place where some of the members from Era worked, right?
Yeah.
They cut whenever they're back in Birmingham or whatever.
A couple of them cut shifts at this place called Black Market, or used to.
Yeah.
So they also, I mean, kind of a tangent on a tangent. They played it wasn't the year you went, but they played the first year of Furnace, and they sounded fucking awesome. Now, granted, I was not sober. I was. No, you know what? No, it's fine. It was legal. I bought it there. It was Delta 8. I was high as shit.
Okay.
But I was sky high.
Yeah. We'll see. I can't say what I was sky. My first year.
Well, yeah. Mine was. I bought it.
I was high on life, baby.
Sure. All of that.
I was having a great time. So Era is a band that I've had some history with.
Yeah.
Came out with a new single called
Cure.
Sure.
Yeah, Cure is also the name of the record. They announced the new record,
yes.
etc.
I don't really remember exactly what they sounded like. I kind of erased that from my mind. But the new record, a little fall influence, a little bendy, wow,
I love that shit.
A little bit of that action going on. Pretty cool stuff.
A friend of mine, I guess someone said that it was out or whatever. I didn't realize they were even releasing anything. Mm-hmm. Went to listen to it because I felt like everybody was just like, yeah, it's an Era song. And that seems to be a general consensus with them. They are one of those bands where it's like, they're going to do what they do.
Yeah.
They're not super breaking the mold. I'm not going to say they're breaking the mold.
Yeah.
But they're moving it around a little bit with this one because, I liked that this song was less let's be fast or let's do the machine gun drums or anything like that. It was more just let's just vibe.
Yeah, sure.
I love the chorus to it.
Yeah.
Because normally some of their choruses, while are very good, shout out to Jesse Cash, their guitarist / singer, dude can write a hook for days.
Yeah, for sure.
Can write some just incredibly just catchy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of him doing his normal big chorus moment, it's just like I said, it's just operating on vibes.
Yeah.
It's very just like drawn out notes.
Mhm.
It's cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, like I think I tried to listen to some Era at some point, and it just really didn't hook me. But the new song, some of it,
there's a couple of songs way back on like the last album. I remember trying to send you to show you a little bit, and you didn't like hate it. You weren't super into it.
yeah,
There's some stuff that, some elements to it that you're not gonna love. There's some elements to it that you do like. So
yeah. But yeah, pretty cool little song, like a little intro, like I said, like the Thali sort of sound me the fuck up.
yeah.
But
It's funny though, because you were just like, I was like, yeah, Era, you gotta listen to this Era song, and you're like, oh no. And I was like, I mean, come on, man.
and then 30 seconds in, I'm like,
Oh yeah. But then you were like, well, Gabe, if you're gonna make me suffer, you've got to listen to this new Ocean's 8 Alaska
yeah,
song.
I was gonna transition
Which
by saying breaking the mold.
I'm gonna be real with you. When you're like, oh, listen to this Ocean's 8 Alaska, brother, I would literally rather take a fucking Roby impact driver right here to the skull
Yeah, sure.
than listen to Ocean's 8
Full like
Alaska.
a pie.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd rather lobotomize than
Yeah,
listen.
let's show that here. I'm sure.
No.
Self-lobotomy.
Midjourney, can you show me with a drill in my mouth? I'm kidding.
Yeah, black and white.
Yeah. No, it's
Shot by Darren Aronofsky. No, literally, Darren Aronofsky shooting you to death.
yeah. Shoot, Darren Aronofsky pops out from behind the couch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. It's the most action he's done in years. Boom! Oh no.
Don't talk about my boy.
Maybe
I
your
got
boy
faith.
needs to write a good.
I got faith, man. Hey, he's one
Yeah.
7 for them, 1 for me, or something.
yeah. Everybody loved Noah.
Mother, you know.
Mother
What a darling.
Mother is like one of the most unsettling things I've ever.
I've not seen it. I sort of fell off the Darren Aronofsky train.
He's kind of like, that's kind of like his "we're back" moment, but like in a way that I was like, oh man, we're back, but at what cost?
Yeah, sure. One of my favorite filmmakers. But we'll
Anyway, Ocean's 8 Alaska.
Yeah, so I should say the last.
Lobotomy, the band.
So, the reason why is
Yeah.
because, shout out, The Downbeat
Yep.
just had Chris Turner on.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it.
Sure, it's like
I
I
will.
think it's a longer one. It's like over 2 hours, but
Yeah.
it's cool. Chris Turner makes me physically uncomfortable the way he burps. If you've seen the episode, you know what I mean. But
I'll be burping. I get it, dude. I got GERD.
no,
No,
you do not be burping.
like he does. Is that bad?
It's horrible.
Oh no.
Like I would think that he was
like sick.
ill. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's ill. So no, but anyway, shout out Chris Turner. Here's the thing: he's one of my favorite drummers. Like he's sick.
Sure.
He's the only natty metal drummer, like full natty. He's full natty.
Okay.
Sure, he's sick. He's really good at what he does. Anyways, okay, I will not be doing this. So I will die on this hill, but I won't speak about it. So Chris Turner, one of the best metal drummers, natty. I'm a natty guy. So is Craig. That's why we get along on that. So, but he talks to him, and he shows it to Craig, and Craig's like, okay, yeah, because Craig's like, I don't really like old Ocean's 8 Alaska.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it's not like that, man. Like it's new. And I'm like, sure, you're selling your song.
Yeah.
It's new. Like
yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, I finally did listen to it, and I was like,
right. You went into it like
I was literally at my desk like this, like, okay, sure. I hit play, click, and I'm like, all right, and I get like So the big thing about that band, in the past, is like every one of their fucking songs. It's like schizo music. It's goddamn
right.
like,
It's like ADHD core, but not
every
like the good
15
kind.
to 30 seconds, something like just changes completely. Like they're writing like really cool chunks, right, and then just sticking them together.
Right.
Which is funny because like I'm a hypocrite because there's some people that can do that kind of shit. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude! And dude, I love the fact that like it feels like it's 6 different songs in the same song.
Yeah.
But for them, it's like 100 songs in the same song.
Sure.
And it's never cohesive. They used to have this vocalist that I guess everybody loves because he was like really talented and stuff. And I mean, he is technically just like Chris Turner is
Yeah.
technically. But like, I don't need to hear how many different. It's like I was talking about with the fucking Being Is an Ocean album. I don't need to hear 16 different vocal styles
Right.
in one song.
Yeah.
Pick one, maybe
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So, I digress. That's my complaints with that band in general.
Right. That's you coming up to this song.
So I get to this song.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is their third vocalist, by the way.
Sure.
They had an original guy.
Mm-hmm.
They had a guy that replaced him when he left.
Yeah.
The original guy came back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you know about this, but there's this whole stink right now
Mm-hmm.
with them.
With Oceans?
Yeah. Where the original guy left again
Mm-hmm.
and wrote this like statement being like he wasn't like really rude about it, but essentially he was like, yeah, I don't really want to do this anymore. And he even said that rejoining the band was a mistake.
Mm, sure.
And people were trying to figure out what that means exactly.
Yeah.
So there's some contention there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, funnily enough, I think a lot of what you were seeing on the downbeat was like preemptive damage control in a way.
Right. Yeah, because he did just kind of say like, yeah, we parted ways with two members.
Yeah.
But,
the new vocalist guy, pretty cool.
Yeah. Name here.
I looked it up. He is from another band. I don't remember what the other band's name is. We'll put it up there. I will say that I do. No offense, buddy, but your old band's name sucked. I think that I remember looking at the name and going, huh? Yeah. All right.
Sure. I mean, the name Ocean's 8 Alaska.
Terrible.
Fucking
Pretty ass.
really bad. I mean, Alaska's still there.
Oceans ain't
So
in
what
it.
the fuck did it eat?
Yeah.
It's ass. Like
You can't get to it. That's Canada, baby. You gonna eat Nova Scotia?
that's like the butt plug to Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Alaska.
It's the little turtle head sticking out. That's Alaska for you.
Yeah. Hey, more
Anyway.
power to him. It's got a U.S. flag in it, so we stand it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can't live in 90% of it, but we love it.
Mm.
Oil money. La, 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 la. Kill the grizzlies.
I'll
Put
drink-
the oil pipe in there.
Yeah, I'll drink your milkshake.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. The song is. It hurts me to say cohesive, but it is a lot. It's more cohesive than anything else I've ever done.
Yeah.
I actually felt like a song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't remember much about it at all. Yeah,
No.
To me, I was like, I'm finding positives with this. This doesn't make me like, want to lobotomize anymore. But at the same time, I thought to myself, it's funny because I don't remember anything about this. This must be how Dylan feels when I make him listen to metalcore.
Literally. You're not even like.
I get it now. This is
Yeah.
my I get it now moment.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, it was okay.
It's okay.
It's a song.
I'm not gonna revisit it.
Yeah.
I might listen to it every now and then.
You'll see what the album sounds like.
I'll listen to it once.
Sure. But yeah, so that was just, like I said, shout out Downbeat, because I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah, no.
I wouldn't
No,
have
if you
even
didn't
given
think
time of day unless Chris Turner was like, please listen to it, Chris.
What's crazy to me, I mean, obviously, I don't want to get too much into it, but it's crazy to me that he is. I guess that's the appeal, is that he is like a natural, he's natty. He doesn't. All his stuff is like live or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it absolutely does not sound like it.
No.
It
But
sounds fucking snapped to the grid and quantized and all that shit.
he literally says that, like.
But
when he-
apparently that's just because he's that good.
Yeah, exactly. He was talking about like his producer or his engineer while they were recording. Like they started snapping at the grid. He's like, "Well, how off is it?" It's like it's a consistent 2 milliseconds,
That's
1 to 2 milliseconds from the grid.
That's
Like,
like
so it's like, well, just save yourself the time and like let's listen to it off the grid, like just the way I record it, and like you couldn't you can't hear
barely
the
hear the
difference.
difference.
Yeah,
That's like inhuman.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's like, and I think he's been playing drums since he was like 14, or he's been playing drums since he was a little kid, but he's been like
Playing drums.
like I think he was like in Oceans when he was like 15 or something.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So he's been doing that style of insane like ADHD core, schizo core for a long time. So
Yeah.
he's just a great guy. He's a cool guy, and he's a great drummer. Like technically, he's a great drummer.
And I'm not hating on him specifically. I'm sure
Yeah.
he is a good drummer. That's for sure.
Yeah. But
But
5 out of 10.
it's cool. It's worth the listen. We'll
I'll
talk.
throw the numbers up.
It was worth talking about at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's an interesting enough.
interesting enough for me to give you guys the image of me taking an impact driver to my skull. You know.
Yeah.
Last song I wanted to talk about. Almost not even really worth talking about, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny because you don't know anything about them really.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this band called Dealer.
Mm-hmm. Great name.
They came out a couple years ago. So the vocalist for Dealer is this dude named Aiden. All right. Okay. He used to be the vocalist for this little old band called Alpha Wolf.
Okay.
Before the guy that most people know, that I can't remember his name. It starts with an L. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
Like, I want to call him Nessie because it's like Lochie. Lochie.
Okay.
I think.
Loki?
It might be Loki, actually. Wow, I'm fucking dumb. I think it actually might be.
We'll get canceled, whichever one is wrong.
That's fine. So he used to be in this band called Alpha Wolf before that guy was. Got kicked out, I believe.
Sure.
For undisclosed reasons. No, not undisclosed reasons. No, undisclosed reasons. He got kicked out. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
He got kicked out because I don't think we'll get to it in a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fine. Point I'm trying to get to is at some point, either when he got kicked out of Alpha Wolf, I think it actually was when he got kicked out, was because he had some like sexual assault allegations, and they were like, "Fuck you, bozo, get out."
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Sure.
Kicked him out. Great call by them. Obviously, immediately gets a new vocalist. This dude, Aiden, fights the claims, rebukes them, says no, it didn't happen. And eventually the charges get dropped. And at first it was like it looked like he like won his court case, like proved that it was fake.
Yeah.
So he started a new band called Dealer. People were kind of on the fence about it, but they were like okay with it because apparently he was proven innocent or whatever.
Sure.
Turns out he just like I think paid the girl off to drop the lawsuit or whatever.
Sure. Right.
So
classic.
Yeah, classic. Fucking whatever. Fuck this guy. Hope he dies.
Sure. Absolutely.
He starts a band called Dealer, and they drop this EP. And people, like I said, this was in the phase where people thought he was like not like a good guy or anything, but that he was back. Like, oh, he's innocent. He's fine. He deserves to. It's okay for him to have some sort of platform again or whatever. Starts this band. They just sound like Alpha Wolf.
Yeah.
Or like they sound how Alpha Wolf sounded when he was in the band, at least.
Yeah.
He has this lineup of guys from like other bands, so it's almost like a super group in a way. And after this like first EP, I think they do a tour. I saw them on a tour at one point. I think they were okay. But he his whole band quits on him at some point. After this, all those guys that he formed the band with, all left.
Yeah.
Except him.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, he's just hard to work with. Hard to work with. Yeah. People keep coming out like one of the gold guitarists is like, yeah, he's a nightmare. Right. Like he's a bad person. He was fucking abusive to us. Yeah. Not to mention all the other shady shit. Right. Basically, they all of them eventually realized that everything, I guess, allegedly, everything is true, maybe behind the scenes or whatever. Right. Bad dude. Gets another lineup, releases another EP or another song or something. That whole lineup quits too. So now he's back again with a new lineup, and they're releasing a record. And, like, it's just, like...
See, the trick is you find other sex pests.
Yeah.
You
gotta find like-minded individuals.
Yeah, you just gotta find other fucking scum. And then...
Yeah, so, like, gets these group of guys together. This is, like, his third lineup. Yeah. Completely. Like, literally no... Like, I looked at their fucking, like, Wikipedia page to check this shit. It's literally, like, here's a lineup, Here's the lineup.
Yeah.
Here's the lineup. You can't make this shit up. It's so funny.
Yeah. From Australia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's worked with half of the metalcore.
Yeah, exactly. He's running out of people to work with.
Yeah. World class talent.
Jesus, all the good ones are like, no, dude.
Yeah.
Stop. But like, also just like the sound of the song is like, it's stuff like guitar work that I would normally like big like dun dun wee woo music, you know, fucking like cool like fucking whammy pedal stonks going up kind of shit.
Right.
Very Alpha Wolf related stuff. But the problem is like the style of like the delivery that he does, like he's just not a very good vocalist to me.
Right.
And he's still stuck in this way where like every song is like, fuck the world, everyone sucks, they're all out to get me and fuck them all. Da, da, da. And I'm like, how many times are you gonna fucking write this song, dude?
Whatever works.
No.
I mean, that's probably all he can write. So.
Yeah, well, good. I mean, fuck him. I hope the world does hate him. If he gets shot in the fucking mouth or something. Like,
a disclaimer from our lawyer.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not gonna shoot him in the mouth. I'm not going to Australia for that.
Disclaimer from our lawyers.
The spiders are too big.
Sure.
You won't. You look. You're safe in Australia, buddy. You'll never catch me there.
Yeah. Hey.
Maybe one day.
I mean, look at me. I'm made for Australia.
I'm bringing a flamethrower though. One of them goddamn spiders the size of the thing from the thing, you know.
Yeah. With a human head on it.
Oh yeah, and all.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, sex pest be sex pest.
Yeah, dude sucks, man.
Yeah.
Bare minimum. Even if he like, I'm not gonna say like, I don't know if he's actually a sex pest. I'm gonna keep calling him one because it's funny.
Yeah. Just put a giant like
disclaimer.
Asterisk.
We're just putting an whole asterisk right here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it just say in very small words like allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Underneath it.
I don't know. I will say clearly from everyone that knows this guy, from the fact that he's had like 4 if you count the Alpha Wolf people kicking him out, 4 complete sets of people go fuck off, dude.
Yeah.
Not a good dude.
Even if the allegations aren't true. You still fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
He cannot be a good person.
There's literally a 0%
physical
chance.
Impossibility, yeah.
Literally a 0% chance.
Yeah.
Especially in that style of music that you play. Because I'm like, you're doing the whole like new metalcore, like fucking, like I said, dun dun wee woo, Adidas track suits.
Yeah.
Like hype beastie, trying to rap like delivery to your vocals and stuff.
Yeah.
If you can't make it in that world, brother, there are some not great people there.
Yeah.
And if they don't
They're
think
flying just under the radar.
Yeah, there's some scumbags there.
Yeah.
But they still want to work together. They look at you and go,
Right. Crazy.
What can you say?
Hey, we'll keep an eye out for any more news.
I can't wait for that album to come out. We're gonna tear it apart.
Oh, dude, let's do it.
I'm going to. I'm fucking.
Not biased at all. Totally unbiased. Fair and balanced.
I look. Not one time in any of the videos that we've made, not one time in the channel description have I ever said this is unbiased. I'm completely biased.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%.
Last point of interest. Well,
go ahead.
2 point of interest. In between last take, when I got through pissing out this poppy, we put on a couple trailers. And first one we watched was Monkey Man.
Monkey Man.
We'll have it's.
Dude, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, without trying to sound weird, I love the culture, like the Indian stuff, and like I love seeing a movie that actually takes place over there. Like it looks very like real, like true to life. It's like, I mean, it's huge. It's overblown. You know, it's like that style of production.
Well, that's the thing that's really cool about it is it feels like, I don't want to sound derogatory or like diminutive against it. It's cool to see a movie that he's making like an action blockbuster in that world and very true to that world.
Yeah.
Without it just being like a Bollywood movie.
Right.
Because some people would be like, oh, well, you know, there's this movie and this movie and this movie. Because there's some like crazy cool action movies.
I was about to say, what was it called? Triple R?
Triple R?
Like,
really
I never
cool.
watched it, but I've seen some of the clips and it's like, but it's in its own, it lives in its own reality.
Yeah,
Bollywood is like in a separate.
Bollywood, they do shit differently there.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see someone being like, well, let's take the actual, I guess, like, not traditional, but like the Hollywood aesthetic.
Yeah.
And really put it there.
Exactly.
Without compromising, because you can get Hollywood style movies that take place over there, but it's made by whiteys,
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's true. It's got the trappings in being true to it, but also is made for any audience, but it's not a Bollywood movie.
Exactly.
Like Triple R was a standout because it got so much attention over here.
Yeah.
But there's movies like that get made every month. A movie like that might come out.
Exactly.
But they just don't get the attention. So to get that style and see that part of the world in a traditional Hollywood manner, looks fucking
pretty
sick.
Fucking cool.
Like the whole monkey man thing, like the story and everything, and wears the mask while he fights and all that. It just looks sick. I can't wait.
Yeah, shout out Dev Patel.
Yes.
Apparently, I don't know if it's his. I want to know if it's a directorial debut or not. I don't know if he's done. I mean, he's a great actor. I love Dev Patel as an actor.
Yeah.
I don't know what his his directing work is like though.
Also, Jordan Peele's involved.
Jordan Peele's producing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's produced through his the Monkey Paw Productions or whatever.
It looks great, like shot wise, I mean, like, and it looks great, all of it, like literally, like it looks.
I saw a thing that was basically Death. I mean, I don't know if this is true, like if he said this or not, but this is what people were projecting. Is this just looks like Dev Patel got sick of people not wanting to cast him as a leading man action star, and was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself, Thanos Gauntlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah, dude, right on. It looks awesome.
Right. Oh yeah, 100%. The other one we watched was, you'll say the name because
you can't remember. I
want to keep saying the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I keep wanting to say the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Affairs, I think.
Watch that, Guy Ritchie.
Who,
and I said to you, right after watching it, I was like, when's the last time you enjoyed a Guy Ritchie? Oh,
it's Guy. I was like, dude, it's Guy Ritchie. And I sat there and looked at it. Yeah. No.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah.
Well, it's been about a decade, but
yeah, it really has been.
What was the year of it? What was the movie?
2015.
Yeah. Okay. It's probably going to be out into this year. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So I mean.
Well, because I was thinking, it's from director Guy Ritchie. I'm like, hell yeah, Guy Ritchie, baby, Snatch, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. I forgot he did those Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, he did the Sherlock Holmes.
Sick.
He's got awesome style.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if is he like a writer director? Does he write the movies, or is he just picking the worst? Or getting I mean, I don't want to say he's a director for hire.
No, I mean, I think his early stuff. I think that could be it. I think maybe his early stuff was more writer director original screenplays, and then he's kind of becoming anybody. I mean, I didn't realize this until a minute ago. He did the fucking live action Aladdin movie for Disney. Apparently, that was not very good.
Right, and that's one of those things.
I forgot it existed. Straight up.
Right, and it's one of those things where I believe the policy at that time was kind of just get newbies in there, newer directors.
Well, it's no, they got more established people, but it's still kind of the MCU-ification of Hollywood.
Well, that might be what I'm thinking about, is MCU, where they'll get somebody makes one successful low budget movie, and then you're directing a multi-billion-dollar franchise, and
it's because they just want someone to help. They want somebody they can pay to tell what to do, but in reality, they're going to film them all the same way anyway.
Exactly.
Unless you're a true. I'm not going to say true visionary, because that does discredit a lot of people who worked on some of these Marvel movies that do great work otherwise.
True.
But you've got people like James Gunn, where he comes in and he goes, "No, we're going to do it my way."
Right. Which Guy Ritchie, especially around the time of that Aladdin movie, you would think would be that guy that says we're going to make this crazy,
who knows,
crazy heist style Aladdin movie.
Maybe we need to watch the Aladdin movie. Maybe it's better than we think.
I'm
adding Guy Ritchie to the list of them.
Okay, I mean, we can do that. That's
We're gonna
we'll do a deep dive.
We'll do a deep dive on Guy Ritchie, and we'll find out.
But
where he truly loses the plot.
Right. So Guy Ritchie has a very specific style that has then been like twisted in on itself and been made corny. Because I feel like his style is almost like what would be like a music, like, you know what I mean? It's like a music video or like short film.
Yeah.
Like something you could watch in like 15, 20 minutes or like 5 minutes for music video and like get a lot of energy from, but like to sit through a whole movie of it.
Yeah. Well,
especially lately.
He kind of is like the prototype for these like manic cut action movies.
Yeah.
And like kind of over the top. Like he didn't like pioneer that, but like he really pushed it forward.
Yeah.
And is associated with it. And I guess, I mean, realistically, what we have to point the finger at is Matthew Vaughn.
Sure.
Who like that's someone you either like or you hate.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so much like mixed opinion on Matthew Vaughn's work and like film Twitter. You know?
Yeah, sure.
But like me personally, and I think you agree with me for the most part, I really like his stuff. You know, he did all the Kingsman movies, X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like that style of movie, you kind of have Guy Ritchie to blame, you know, in a way.
Yeah.
So this looks like I'm not going to say return to form, but this looks like a subject matter and a cast where his style of zany shit fits.
Yes. And like speaking of the cast, Henry Cavill plays an insane man.
It looks like an insane man.
Tongue sticks out the entire
he's like,
trailer.
The whole trailer is awesome.
Clip that. And then and then I didn't recognize the lady.
I'm really bad with names. Eiza Gonzalez, I believe.
Okay.
She was in Baby Driver.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I just watched that while I was sick the other week. So.
Awesome movie.
Yeah.
Hilarious cast list if you look at like who's canceled and who's not though. Like, everybody in that movie's a bad person. Except for, you know, the director and it's her maybe.
Right.
Okay, I don't think John Hamm's a bad person.
That's cool because the action in that movie is kind of like the shooting and action stuff is kind of crappy. Not the most like doesn't really sell it a lot.
It's Edgar Wright, man.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's just it didn't feel like it felt a little like comic booky or whatever, like a little strange.
Because it's Edgar Wright.
Right.
Yeah.
But in this movie, everything looks, you know, pretty well above board as far as like the shooting action goes. Like obviously the driving action of Baby Driver, like the actual set piece and stuff, like great. Don't want to take anything away from that. But so she looks cool, like, you know, I don't know the other guy, but then fellow from Reacher, who we just talked about,
Alan Richardson. It's not Richardson. It's like Richardson or something.
Sure. You know, I watched 2 seasons of it back to back.
Big fucking owl, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, look, they did a really
Only thing I hate is in the trailer, like he's barely in it. It's just
but here's the thing: when he is though,
he's shooting a bow.
He's shooting a bow, and you know me, bow and arrows.
That's true,
dude. You put a fucking bow and arrow in someone's hand, favorite character immediately.
100%.
If he's in the movie hiding in the bushes, killing dudes with bows and arrows, he's gonna be. I'm fucking getting a poster of that man.
I'm gonna have to.
He's also one of my other favorite tropes, which is take the biggest fucker imaginable and give him tiny glasses.
Oh my god.
He's wearing little tiny glasses in that trailer, dude.
Sweet. It's gonna be me and you in the theater. I'm like that meme of Homelander. It's like me trying not to watch. You've seen it with like the Dune buckets. Me trying not to watch the guy beside me violate the Dune buckets. You're just gonna be over there stroking it.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I cut that. I don't really want someone gifting me going.
I'm just gonna save that on my computer set and send it to you. But no, so looks like it could be We're So Back, Baby.
It's okay.
With a big asterisk here.
There is
maybe We're Not So Bad.
There is no mid for this movie.
Correct.
It is either going to be bad or awesome.
It looks good.
It looks awesome.
Visually, it looks good. Like I said, Henry Cavill, always a pleasure.
Was that Carrie Elwes at the beginning of the trailer?
Hmm?
Was that Carrie Elwes at the beginning of the trailer? Guy from you know who I'm talking about, that, right?
No. Like the dude that was talking to him?
Yeah. But I'm saying you know who the actor is.
No.
Like Princess Bride.
Mm-mm. Which guy in Princess Bride? The little guy?
The main guy.
Oh. I don't know, brother. I've never seen
It's
Princess
fine.
Bride.
Hold on. We're looking it up. Dead
Sure,
air.
sure. Dead air. Dead air.
Da-da-da-da.
Dead air.
Was
Dead air.
Gabe right?
Dead air.
Let's play a game called Was
Dead air.
Gabe Right? Was me right? I was right. Ding ding ding.
Well, which guy is it?
It's Carrie Ellis. Yeah, he's the guy at the beginning of the trailer. Oh, what guy was he in Princess
Yeah, what does he
Bride?
look like? Let me get a reference photo.
This guy. You don't know this guy?
I mean, I hate to just be sitting on Wikipedia.
I mean, come on, man. He's like,
I'm just looking through the
We're
names.
scrolling every time. Pull up a bit.
No,
Pull
I
me
don't
over you.
recognize any of it.
Hold on.
I've never seen this guy's work.
Dude, Shane.
Ooh,
So he's played Dread Pirate Robert in Princess Bride.
that's great. I've never seen The Princess Bride, so that doesn't.
You've never.
doesn't help
He's
me.
Robin Hood and Robin Hood Men in Tights, man.
I don't know. Never seen that movie.
You've never.
Hold on. Kiss the Girls. I know Kiss the Girls. Isn't that like a James Patterson ass?
I guess. I don't know, man. This is
This
crazy.
is great content.
He's the main dude in the first Saw movie.
That guy. Why didn't you say that? No.
That's who you were.
That's who I recognize.
I mean, Shane's.
I did just watch a video.
About Saw.
Yeah, it's like Foot the Bill. Have you seen those?
No.
Great. Y'all check it out. Foot the Bill, where a dude like tallies up all the crap in the movies. Like, could Jigsaw actually afford it? By the time he gets to the fourth movie, it's like $50,000 or some crap.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's great. It's like he's done it up to like Saw 4, I think, or 5.
We'll have to. Especially have to show Shane that.
I literally am just recognizing every time he's in
A Saw movie. So for people that don't, I mean, my partner Shane is obsessed with the Saw franchise and also with Carrie, this guy. So just a fun little side note.
Yeah, brother. This guy's just
I
flown
cannot
under my radar.
I cannot believe you don't know
That's
who this
crazy.
dude is.
Sorry for the riveting content of me scrolling Wikipedia.
No, it's
saying
funny.
no.
I mean, I think people will like it.
I didn't even recognize him from the picture. Like,
That's
his face.
insane. He has a very recognizable face.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
Again,
when you never
Again?
seen a guy,
you
like if you
That's
don't know
fair.
who Willem Dafoe is, it don't matter that his face is
Everybody
like.
knows.
Well, that's a bad example, yeah, but
You know what? You know, it's funny. I think that might be like me with Matthew Modine. Yeah, Matthew Modine.
I know the name, and I probably know him by
He's
sight.
what's the main guy?
We're
with the
getting off
glasses.
traffic here.
It's fine. We're wrapping up anyway. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
The main guy with the glasses from Full Metal Jacket, Joker, right? That's it?
Okay, yeah.
The main guy
Mhm.
in the back half of the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he is. When I think of Matthew Modine, and I remember people talking about him because he's like the villain in Stranger Things, the dude with the white hair, that guy that Papa, the guy that created.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I knew him as that current day Matthew Modine. I didn't
Mhm.
think about him as a young actor.
Yeah.
So I'm going back and watching these old movies. And I'm like, this guy, and then I go, oh shit, that's that guy. That's what
Yeah.
people will talk about. You didn't know who that was? Yeah. So that's me.
Okay. Sure.
That's my guy for
That's
that,
fair.
I guess.
That's fair. I probably haven't recognized Matthew Modine either. Probably the same mode as you. I didn't know he was the dude. So yeah, we both suck.
We claim to be. I'm not even going to say we claim to be. We never claim to be experts. This is a show for morons by morons.
absolutely. But hey, what are you gonna do?
And on that note, I think that's about it for today.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking. For
We
a minute.
went on some more tangents than I thought we were going to.
Yeah, we'll talk for an hour.
2 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is
No,
better.
it's great.
We're getting more concise. Trust me. You don't want to see what's on the cutting room floor. Maybe you do.
No.
Patreon.
Oh yeah, there we go. We'll upload every time I clap to Patreon
Well,
to sync up the audio.
no, what Dylan's really wants to put on a Patreon whenever we release it is just the master cut of me going, yeah. well,
Yeah. I'm gonna do the instead of every time somebody breathes, it's every time you suck your teeth.
it's every time I suck my teeth because apparently
Yeah.
I do it a lot.
Yeah.
But who
I
can
have
say?
to- have to do a lot of editing.
Sorry, buddy.
It's good. So yeah,
It
let
haunts
us
his
know what
dreams
you
at night.
think about all the music
All the music.
that we talked about.
Yep.
All the 2 trailers we talked about.
Sure.
Go watch them.
Mhm.
Listen to the music. Listen to Shame. But Meth, great
Yep.
name. Don't listen to
The Being as an Ocean record.
Being as an
I
Ocean.
mean, if you like it,
But let us know what you think about it.
if you like it, good for you.
Let's get interactive, baby.
Sure.
We got
Like, comment, subscribe.
yeah.
Tell me that you want me to shut up. I don't know. Whatever you want.
I wish
But
Gabe would shut.
But don't stop watching. Put me on mute if you have to, okay?
Yeah, just
Please.
We'll do like we'll run the numbers up. Put us on mute and repeat.
Yeah. Really help us out. Run the numbers up. I don't care.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.